program. And thank you all, graduates and parents, family, friends, all for being here. Welcome to the 2022 Department of Global Health graduation. This is our 15th graduation. Woo-woo! And that really was quite a video. So it's unfortunate because I think these next 5 minutes of listening to me is not going to be as exciting as that. But I want to start by just welcoming all of the Global Health graduates and also welcome your family, friends, partners, all the people who've been with you through all the exams, the presentations, quiz sections, papers, everything you've been doing, the highs, the lows. And honestly, these last couple of years, all the Zoom calls, right? That's been, I think, a hallmark feature. But tonight, we are here together to celebrate. And I personally, I'm really excited to celebrate with all of you. You are 75 graduates from our Masters in Public Health programs, our doctoral programs, along with students who are graduating from the undergraduate and certificate programs. I'm also extremely excited for you because you are about to join a network of over 2,000 University of Washington Global Health alumni. These are all alumni since the department's first graduation in 2008. And it includes more than 500 graduates of our degree programs. It includes graduates who've come from more than 20 different nations and are now working, serving in 25 or so countries on all 5 continents. So that's something really to be proud of, and you're joining that group. What they're doing is improving health, eliminating health disparities around the world. And not everybody has the opportunity to enter a profession that focuses on these kinds of goals, on changing the world to really make it a better place. I feel fortunate. We all are so fortunate to be able to share in this. But we're also here to celebrate and thank all your staunch supporters. As I said, the parents, partners, children, friends. And for some of you, I think we also may need to thank your pets. Perhaps a few acquired during the pandemic, like my kitten and puppy. I just want to welcome all of you again. And please accept my deepest appreciation for all that you've done, because this has really not been an easy journey for our graduates. This has been an unprecedented couple of years, and you know it because you've lived through it. I applaud all of you for your resilience, your perseverance when it comes to learning under extremely challenging conditions. And one thing that this pandemic has taught us, taught me for sure, is that being connected is critically important for our growth, for our learning, for our health, both physical and mental health. Now, a personal connection is defined as a genuine bond formed between two people, wherein each person feels seen, heard, and known. And during the pandemic, the opportunities to connect were really reduced dramatically. And connections that we had come to depend on were stressed, really beyond anyone's imagination. So now we're needing to work even harder than before to reestablish old connections, as well as build and strengthen new ones. But going forth into your careers in global health, I encourage you to connect with the people around you. And to do this, you are going to need to listen, to really be present, and to show that you care about others. So this encouragement is really my message to all of you as graduates, because each of you who's graduating today will walk out of these doors shortly as a global health professional. You'll have new roles, responsibilities, and opportunities. And society will look at you differently. They'll expect more of you. Your lives, the lives of those closest to you, are about to be transformed. And I hope that many of you in turn will be helping to transform the world. Because there's no question in my mind that together you are poised to tackle all the current and the new challenges, including chronic diseases, the mental health problems, heart disease, stroke, These are leading causes of death, disability, not just in the United States, but in the global South. You'll be faced with impacts of climate change on health, inevitable impacts. Pandemic infectious outbreaks like COVID, Ebola, monkeypox. These are occurring with increased frequency and severity. And also the really unconscionable inequities, the bias, the stigma, the discrimination in systems and our society that prevent far too many in marginalized communities from achieving health and well-being. There has never been a time of greater urgency and need for your knowledge, your skills, your passion, your commitment. For all of you, all of us, to come together, to speak out and apply what we've all learned, and to act strategically, constructively, professionally for change. I hope you now understand more than ever, this is the time to be working in global health. And I also hope you're now ready to celebrate. I'm going to ask Dr. Susan Graham, who's our Associate Chair for Academic Programs, to come up and launch this celebration officially for us. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that fabulous photo show. I was like, it brought tears to my eyes. It was so beautiful. All right. So the Schools of Public Health and Medicine presented their awards at ceremonies in May. However, the Department of Global Health takes great pride in the outstanding work of our students, and we would like to recognize the recipients of those awards briefly here as well at our ceremony. So I'm going to ask the award winners, as your name is called, please come forward to be acknowledged before returning to your seat. Carrie, you get to decide elbow bump or handshake, and they can say hello to both of us, and we'll thank them. This table's in the way, but we'll figure it out. So we are delighted to present the Oscar Gish Social Justice and Equity Award to Rame Abishwame. Okay. All right. So this award recognizes a graduating MPH student whose work challenges global inequality and improves health and justice for all. Oscar Gish was a renowned economist, author, activist, and a faculty member at the UW between 1988 and 2004. He inspired students by his efforts to combat oppression around the world. So Rame, our recipient, was engaged in the struggle for social justice since she arrived at the UW. She's been a key player in the creation of a global health justice website, focusing on issues of vaccine apartheid, structural violence, global theft, phantom aid, decolonization, and war and militarism. She led a UW-wide event on Red Square to fight vaccine apartheid. As student co-chair of the DEI committee, Rame actively participated in DGH course reviews, promoting inclusivity, representation of diverse identities, anti-racism, and anti-colonialism in our curriculum and instruction. And as a co-lead in our strategic planning, she advocated for diversity and equity in the department. On top of that, she has been a tireless voice calling for justice for oppressed Palestinians. So thank you, Rame, for the work you've done. So the department also recognizes medical students who have done outstanding work in global health, and the annual Global Health Medical Student Achievement Award is being presented to Gifty Abo, who is unfortunately not here with us, but she is wonderful. I will vouch for that. This is presented to a student who has demonstrated a strong commitment to global health and social justice and holds exceptional promise as a future leader in the field. Gifty entered medical school with a passion for global health. She is a dual Ethiopian US citizen. After her first year of medical school, she participated in the SCOPE program, working in Ethiopia. This is strengthening care opportunities through partnerships. She spent her summer learning from experts in public health at the University of Gondor. She also co-led a global health interest group in the School of Medicine at Spokane, and engaged a lot of student interest there, and led events that really for the community in general in Spokane. During her time in the MPH program, she served on our curriculum committee and also on the DEI committee, informing work to make the UW more anti-racist and anti-colonial. So we appreciate Gifty, who is, yes, I believe she's on her way to start residency. Okay, next, in the School of Public Health, each department and interdisciplinary program has the opportunity to select one outstanding student at the master's level and one at the doctoral level. These outstanding students excel in scholarship and have demonstrated a commitment to the field of global health. This year, the department's awardee for the outstanding master's level student is Leah Wood. Leah, can you come forward? Great. So Leah is graduating this spring with a dual MPH and an MPA degree as well. While she was at the UW, her work has included community engaged projects on topics such as wildfire smoke risk communication in North Central Washington and climate resiliency for frontline communities in Pierce and King counties. She's done analyses of policy landscape for forest management and air quality in Washington with the Nature Conservancy, and works on the intersection of energy, mobility, and health equity with Front and Centered, an organization called Front and Centered. She recently started a position as an equity and environmental justice consultant at the Washington State Department of Health. And that's fantastic and good news for Washingtonians and probably folks more broadly than that. So thank you. Next are... Fantastic. Okay. We're seeing more and more students interested in climate change, which is a good thing. This year, our outstanding student at the doctoral level is Marie-Claire Guide-Shore. Claire. Do a little dance. Stay up there and get your photo. Okay. So Claire is graduating from the department's Global Health Metrics and Implementation Science program with a focus on the implementation science. She's a global health specialist who has spent the last decade delivering and evaluating school and community-based interventions targeting neglected tropical diseases in various low and middle income countries. And she has directly supported programs that have reached hundreds of millions of vulnerable people globally. Claire is passionate about promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, anti-racism and anti-colonialism within global health education, research, practice, and mentorship, and she is an emerging expert in bringing implementation science lens to the practice of decolonizing global health. So we look forward to seeing what you do. Okay, and last but not least, every year the School of Public Health recognizes its top master's and doctoral students across departments with the Gilbert S. Omen Award for Academic Excellence. This year, global health student Horacio Ciaconto, he was selected. Congratulations. So he was selected as the master's recipient at the School of Public Health level. Horacio is a Peruvian physician who has spent the last 7 years working in health metrics and public health. After his medical degree, he studied biomedical informatics to better understand health information systems and support the development of a maternal and neonatal community-led program in the Amazon. He co-developed community health worker-led interventions using information and communication technologies, where his main interests lay in underserved and remote populations. He was awarded an Organization of American States Graduate Studies Scholarship to pursue his global health MPH, and he's been working with our department's ITEC organization in Zimbabwe on their HIV treatment and care program, where he contributed to understanding performance indicators and the information system to monitor and to conduct monitoring and evaluation. So, thank you. All right, let's see. I go on to the certificates and then pass it on. You are done. You are done. Yes. All right. So those are our awards. We have outstanding students, and I wish we had an award for each and every one. I am next going to talk about a little bit our certificate and undergraduate programs before we transition to the degree programs. They're important parts of our educational program, and often we don't end up having them here at graduation because of timing issues. But I'd like to recognize these students briefly. First, the Global Health Pathway for Medical Students. The Global Health is the only health sciences department at the University of Washington that is housed in both the School of Public Health and the School of Medicine. The School of Medicine offers 6 pathway certificates to medical students to gain specialized experience in a specific area of healthcare for underserved and vulnerable populations. Our partner School of Medicine pathways focus on Black health justice, Indian health, Latinx health, LGBTQ health, and the underserved. For our global health pathway, I just want to recognize our faculty lead and staff. So Dr. Jason Bestie, if you could stand up, and Kirsten Green. Jason is our faculty lead on the program, who unfortunately is leaving to develop a new global health sort of organization elsewhere, for which we wish him luck. And then Kirsten is our staff. Certificate programs are linked series of graduate courses that are designed to enhance the education of matriculated graduate and professional students by providing students with a concentrated, cohesive program of study outside of their primary focus. We have 3 such programs, and when I call your name, please stand up. These are the people who staff and help us implement these programs, and faculty leads. So the certificate in global health, for which I serve as the faculty lead, is staffed by Nora Yusufa. Nora. A big fan club. The certificate in global health of women, adolescents, and children. The faculty lead is Anjali Wagner. I'm not sure if she's here. If you're here, stand up. And Stephanie Edlin Cho and Olga Karahad are the staff members. I don't know if they're here today. And then we also have a certificate in global injury and violence prevention that's led by Charlie Mock and staffed again by Nora Yusufa. So those who get those certificates will get a very beautiful certificate, but they are not here at our graduation. Finally, the undergraduate programs. The School of Public Health offers a public health and global health major, for which the department supports the global health curriculum. We're thrilled to acknowledge that this is the program's 2nd year of graduates who are completing the global health option, which is a sort of specialization in global health within the public health global health major. And we look forward to continuing to support that program. We also have a global health minor for undergraduate students who are majors in other disciplines. Like global health itself, our minor is very interdisciplinary, with major students from majors as diverse as anthropology and food systems, finance, mathematics, and even neuroscience. So it's a very valuable adjunct for people who want to learn about global health It's directed by Todd Fobion. Todd, are you here? He's getting married. So he may be out somewhere else. Staffed again by Nora Yusufa. Oh, goodness. Yes. So thank you. So this concludes our acknowledgement of the certificate and undergraduate programs. We really do appreciate those students. It's just not logistically possible to get everyone together. I'm going to now transition to the degree programs and hand over soon to the faculty leads of those programs. The department has 4 graduate degree programs, a master's in public health, our biggest, and 2 PhD programs, one a pathobiology interdisciplinary basic science program, and the other are relatively new as of 2012, PhD in global health metrics and implementation science. And we have a new practice-oriented doctorate, our Doctor of Global Health Leadership and Practice, the DRGH it's called, which welcomed its first cohort this year. So no graduates yet. This year, it is our honor and privilege to celebrate the accomplishments of 75 graduates, 57 MPH, 3 Masters of Science, and 15 doctoral students, 5 in the pathobiology program and 10 in the implementations in the metrics and implementation science PhD program. Our 2022 graduates have joined us from all over the world: Egypt, France, Guinea, India, Japan, Jordan, Kenya, Myanmar, Namibia, Nepal, Peru, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe, and of course from many parts of the United States. So our graduates have spent months and years dedicating their time to the 3 pillars that are the foundation of our department: academics, research, and service. Very proud of the work they have done and the dedication that has seen them through their respective programs in these challenging times. And also proud and grateful for the hard work and dedication of the faculty and the staff who have advised, mentored, and learned along with our graduates. So special thanks to the faculty directors of our degree program for their commitment and leadership. I'm going to name them. Hold your applause because they'll come up here and introduce their graduates. But for the MPH program, Deepa Rao is the director, Steve Lloyd, the associate director, Jason Bestie, director of the MD MPH track for joint degrees, and Bernardo Hernandez Prado, he's the director of the health metrics and evaluation track within the MPH. For our 2 doctoral programs, Dr. Jennifer Lund is director of pathobiology, and Joseph Dielman and Kenny Scher are co-directors of the PhD in global health metrics and implementation science. And Dr. Nancy Puttkammer, you can maybe stand now because you don't have any graduates. You can stand and wave, is our new director. Yes. She directs our new program, first of its kind. So in addition to honoring our 22 graduates, we did invite our 2020 and 2021 graduates to join our first in-person graduation celebration since COVID. We're really happy that a handful of these students will be joining us today. I think there are 6 of them, and love that we can celebrate together, that you were able to come and celebrate when you had to be virtual before. So with that, I am going to turn things over to Dr. Deepa Rao and the MPH program to recognize MPH graduates.
Okay, I want to make sure this is loud because I'm going to keep my mask on. Okay, many congratulations to our MPH graduates. I am so proud of all that you've accomplished. I really am. Now, family and friends of our graduates, I stand in awe of this cohort of students who's managed to complete our rigorous degree requirements of coursework, thesis or capstone, practicum, oftentimes outside work, in the midst of all the fear and uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic. For our students, The pandemic not only sent us all home to take classes on Zoom, but it put us into devastating social isolation. It put practicum, thesis, and capstone projects on hold. And many of our students wondered if they'd be here and graduate. Well, let me tell you, you did it. You did it. Look around, here you are, and we're all in cap and gown, here celebrating your accomplishments. So over the last few years, we've heard a lot about the term imposter syndrome, which tends to run rampant in our rigid healthcare systems and academic halls. While our students questioned that rigidity, they pushed against it, they changed it. And that is why I can confidently say that not only do you belong here in this global health space, graduates, you own this space. You own it. This is your space now and forever. So thank you so much for enriching our lives and our program over the years. We have learned so much from you about the world of global health and how it operates. And I think everyone would agree that while the hallmark of our program, our MPH program, is social justice, it's also about social support, especially during the past 2 tumultuous years. And you'll always be a part of our global health family. So there are many people to thank. I know your friends and family who are here, your peers who help support you. And I wanted to acknowledge some key people in our MPH program who helped make it happen. First, the MPH team, Julie Burnett, Noura Yusufa, Andreas Keodara, our beloved staff who make everything happen. And Awa Kone, our Rethinking Global Health fearless leader. And this year, I would like to take time to specially acknowledge Dr. Stephen Gloyd, who was the founder of our MPH program 35 years ago. Steve made this program one of the premier global health programs in the world and bravely handed over directorship of the program to me this past year. We are eternally grateful for all that you've done, all that you continue to do for global health these past 35 years. He's stepping away from the program this summer to get back to teaching and global health justice work. And I'd like us all to take a moment to give him the biggest round of applause. Thank you, everybody. And with that, I'll give the mic to Rahme Aboushwame to give the student speech.
Thank you, Deepa. Good evening, everyone. Faculty, staff, families, and friends who are with us today, and for those who are streaming after midnight from half the world. Welcome to our classes of 2020, class of 2021, and class of 2022. Congratulations, we made it. We are the survivors of the COVID and the Zoom era. We are the champions who, despite all the breakout rooms awkwardness, turning cameras and mics on and off, and having 1,000 open tab on our browser, we managed to make this experience what it is, a powerful, rich, and a meaningful experience. So let's give ourselves a large round of applause. My name is Rahme Mohammed Aboushwame. a name that makes everything from my Starbucks order to airport security checks very uncomfortable. Today, on the other hand, I say my name with comfort, and I say it with pride. I say my name with comfort and pride, and not merely because I am standing in a room filled with people with names as equally as hard to pronounce as mine, but because during my time at the University of Washington, I learned how to cultivate and embrace my identity and my positionality and everything that it informs, starting with my name. As my name suggests, I grew up in the Middle East, where I was constantly scared and constantly concerned. How can I not be? I grew up watching children, women, and men die every day as a result of oppressive regimes, settler occupation, and unequal access to healthcare. I grew up watching these people die in Palestine, in Syria, and in Yemen. I also grew up witnessing an unjustified and a brutal military invasion of Iraq, which, by the way, former President Bush just condemned recently while he was lecturing Russia. Today, however, I am reassured and I am confident that we own the future, that the future of global health is in good hands, your hands. Our cohort has joined the Department of Global Health amidst the breakout of the COVID-19 pandemic and its devastating ramifications on the whole world. Yes, COVID did cross all borders. It did affect all the world. But when the solution came, it only chose high-income countries. High-income countries and greedy pharmaceutical industries gave themselves the right to deprive others from their right to health, adding to years of colonization, racism, and resources theft that they caused over decades. As I said, today I am proud and reassured that of everything that we learned and everything that we unlearned during our years in UW. Proud of our shared values and our immense belief that equality and justice are the pillars of global health and global development. Today, we graduate with more than a degree. We graduate with faces and with names that will forever be placed on our maps. Fellow alumni, I trust that you will continue to be the global health and the global justice advocates you are. That you will continue to take unapologetic stances towards injustice. That you will continue to amplify voices everywhere, everywhere. From Palestine to the Philippines, from Syria to Colombia, from Somalia to Myanmar, from Yemen to Ethiopia, from Afghanistan to Ukraine, and from Iraq to Texas. As the Quran said, O you who have believed, be constantly upholders of justice, even if it's against your own, even if it's against your family and your nearest kin. Stand with who is right, regardless if they are rich or if they are poor. Class of 2022, you are the silver lining. Go change the world. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to announce all the graduates in attendance. And ask Rame, you need to come back up here, I believe. And then Steve and Julie, I think you're also going to be helping with the announcing of names, and Nora. Okay, and just to let everybody know, for COVID precautions, we're gonna fist bump. But come on up.
Oh my God. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right. Hello, all. My name is Nora Yusufa, and I have the honor and privilege to introduce the Global Health MPH graduates from the 2022, 2021, and 2020 cohorts. So graduates, when I call your name, please come forward, elbow bump or handshake or whatever you feel comfortable with program leadership, and kindly take your seats. Andreas Chiodara. All right. Gifty Abo. Rahme Abushwame. Fatima Al-Shamari. Sai Win Ja Tet Ong. Catherine Bonobi. Megan Bernatchez. Sammy Ani Birmingham Babauta. Addie Borges. Ready? Okay. Sophia Vakte Che. Chelsea Elkins. Anupa Gawali. Bianca Graves. Asha Kadakia. Charles Kopp. Matthias Lalika. Michael Light. Oscar Lua. Deka Ma. Moira Mahaha. Christina Mazumder. Karen Umburu. Sumaya Mohammed. Kathleen Maloney. Emma Murphy. Hilma Nakambale. Nancy Gumbau. Emily Nguyen. Sheila Ojaburu. Erica Petrick. Alexandra Price. Jared Rimby. Sonora Stampfly. Gianu Tamang. Wangmo Dapa. Frida Theophilus. Brenda Wandika. Barbara Mambo. All right, so that was our general track of the MPH. And now I'm going to call up Leah Wood of the Leadership Policy and Management track. And of the Peace Corps Masters International track, Erica White. Thank you. So that was a final applause for the 2022 graduates. Another clap for them. So now we're going to call up folks from the 2021 graduate line. So Shagofa Amini. Farah Khan. Linda Nzambawita. Evelyn Romano. Gift Nuani. And finally, Stelio Tembe. So finally, we're going to move into 2020. Jennifer Ricaldi. That wraps up the 2022, 2021, and 2020 cohorts. Thank you all. And now I invite Julie Burnett to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. We wanted to invite 2023 impending graduates to come forward if they're not going to be able to be here next spring. So do we have some, shall I read names? Barrage, there they are. Barrage, Neptune. Niharata.
Nihajarka Ta.
Thank you for that. Okay, now it's time to move on to the health metrics and evaluation reading of graduates. So thank you, Deepa, Steve, Andreas, and Nora, and Bernardo.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Well, on my way here this morning, I was listening to the news that the US is removing the requirement of a negative COVID test when you're flying to the country. So I immediately thought that is the kind of decision that requires some pieces of information. You require information on how is the pandemic. You require information on what works and what does not work. And you require people with training and skills to interpret that information and make the call. And this is exactly what the MPH program in health metrics and evaluation does. We basically try to train a group of very skilled people to answer two questions. What are the health conditions at the global level and at the local level? And in terms of health interventions and financing, what works and what does not work? So it has been really a pleasure for me to work these last years coordinating this group. It's a collective effort. While the program is based in the Department of Global Health, the Health Metrics and Evaluation track is also coordinated by the Health Metrics Sciences Department. And I say and no but, because this is a collaboration between both departments, and we really get the best from our students in this. So this wouldn't be possible without the contribution of many people. We have a great staff, Sarah Dillard serving as a liaison with all of our students and coordinating their activities. Nura, Julie, and Andreas also helping a lot from the side of the MPH program in general. The leadership of the MPH program, Steve, Nura, Deepa, it's a group that takes great decisions to keep this rolling. But most of all, I think the most important part of this program is the students. It's really a pleasure to work with this group. I have the easiest job in the world because they do everything. It's a great group. It wouldn't be possible without the support of their families. So I also want to take a time to recognize that. But really, it's always really nice to learn from our students every day and on how things are progressing in their activities. So before mentioning the graduates from this year, I would like to give the word to one speaker that has been selected from the Health Metrics and Evaluation track. He has many virtues, but I would like to highlight only two. One is that he is a very skilled and very competent student, has done a lot of work in different arenas, and you have heard him because he also won the Omen Award. And the other one that he has a name that I can pronounce. So help me to welcome Horacio Ciaconto Rico.
Thank you. Thank God. Yeah, my name is hard to pronounce for some people, but it's Horacio. My name is Horacio Ciaconto. Dear authorities, faculty, family, and friends, after more than 2 years into the pandemic, I'm really amazed to be here in person sharing this celebration with all of you. Yeah, although these past years have been challenging, what a great time to celebrate our achievements. We did it, guys. We did it. We completed a global health MPH during a pandemic with lockdowns, political, local, and international crises, and more exogenous stress factors, but we did it. And the main factor for this success was every one of you, your determination, resilience, bravery, and intelligence. Kudos to you guys. And it has been such a privilege to be part of such a diverse and stimulating cohort. Not only could we share knowledge and wisdom from our own living experiences, many local and many more abroad, Most importantly, we could create beautiful connections and friendships that I know will last for life. Was it harder to connect with each other during these virtual times? Of course it was. My first social gathering was a virtual happy hour after Steve's class. Only students during the pandemic, like us, will understand how strange this was. But then, and I'm pretty sure most of you will agree with me, once we finally met each other, the connections we had already were strong. So it was not that awkward. Maybe a little bit, but not that awkward. We are now global health professionals, and thus I would like to reflect a little bit on this field. I have to be completely honest with you. As I started the global health MPH 2 years ago, it was difficult for me to define what global health was. So I'm not going to define it, but I would like us to do is moving forward is always think not only about what global health is, but also about what we want it to be. We should constantly readdress what we're doing as a field and what it means to be a global health professional and researcher. What are our core values? Where do we want to push it? I personally would like to think about global health as a field that goes beyond a small group of diseases and centers itself around people, communities, and healthy lives, using all the different tools that we have learned so far. But just remembering the amazing work that everybody's doing here at the Department of Global Health, I know this is happening. Also, besides rethinking what global health is, let us reflect on what we don't want global health to be. I will never forget Steve's lecture about Phantom 8 and how it made me feel. For those unfamiliar with this concept, Phantom 8 is the proportion of money destined for other countries that end up disproportionately in high-income countries and institutions like the US and UDAP. We all benefit from Phantom 8, and it's important to acknowledge this. It's also our responsibility as global health professionals to advance the field in a way that the significant colonizing legacies that are going to be passed on to us are dismantled into the future. Finally, I'm grateful for all the incredible mentors, faculty, and support that we have received during the past 2 years. I look forward to the future with hope about what every single one of us is going to do. I am part of the health metrics track of the Global Health MPH, and as such, our primary focus was to use numbers, data, to model diseases and outcomes. However, global health is about people, communities, and the unique histories that take place within these latitudes. So, as a closing remark, I try never to forget what Hans Rosling said. The world cannot be understood without numbers, and it cannot be understood without numbers alone. Let's not forget that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Horacio. Really nice words in behalf of all the group from Health Metric Sciences. Now, let me invite Julie Brunet, if she can help us to read all the graduates' names from this track.
Okay, I'm going to be reading the names of all the graduates, even if they're not in the room. First up, Olivia Angelino. Horacio Ciaconto. Ryan Fitzgerald. Oh. Lydia Haile. Emily Madison. Maxwell Pierce. Emma Rogowski. Corey Spencer. Azalea Thompson. Magdalene Walters. And Sarah Wozniak. And that is all the HME graduates for 2022. Congratulations. And who do I invite up next? Jennifer Lund. Jennifer Lund, please come to the stadium, the podium.
So I'd like to add my voice to everyone else in welcoming all of our graduates here today and all of the families, all of the friends, all of the mentors, all of the loved ones. It's a pleasure to get together in a room with people and see your faces, even if it's only half of it. Sorry, thank you. It's wonderful to see people in person and not just on a screen, although I see that we are on a screen and I welcome all of the Zoom attendees as well. So the Pathobiology PhD program is a laboratory-based science program in the Department of Global Health. So we're a little bit unique in that way. And we have a special emphasis on disease mechanisms and a focus in particular on host pathogen interactions. Through basic research, the intent is to identify targets for intervention in or prevention of disease. In addition to challenging coursework, our students develop a novel research hypothesis that they must rigorously test and either prove or disprove through pretty intense laboratory experiments, as our graduates can attest to. So our training is designed to prepare our future scientific leaders with the ability to respond to disease challenges that impact global health. And I think we can all truly appreciate that after the last couple of years of COVID. So these unprecedented past 2 years have demonstrated the necessity for rapid development of accurate diagnostic methods and also effective and safe therapeutics and vaccines that can be truly life-saving and allowed us to get back together in this room today. So we believe that our outstanding graduates will be at the forefront of future pandemic research, and I'd like to congratulate all of them today. We celebrate your dedication, your perseverance, your passion for global health, your scholarly achievements, and your success in completion of your degree. I'd also like to thank our faculty who are very committed and supportive and as serving as both classroom teachers as well as faculty mentors and advisors in the lab. And some of them are here today to perform the hooding ceremony. And I'd also like to thank Ernie Leffler, who is our program manager. All of our students may not know when they first start how indispensable Ernie will be, but they certainly know by the end. So with that, I would like to introduce Mark Fernandez. It's a real pleasure to do this. So he's going to give the student speech by a student in pathobiology. Mark. Mark has proven himself to be an outstanding researcher, which is highlighted by the sophistication of his work. The underlying theme of his research was immune evasion by Chlamydia trachomatis. So I invite Mark now to give his speech.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, welcome everyone, and a huge congratulations to all of my peers who are celebrating today. I wanted to first start off by especially acknowledging one really important group of people in this room. They've shown just immense grace in response to many different challenges. They've tackled adversity as though it weren't even there, and they're truly inspirational. And I think that everyone knows that I'm referring to the friends and family who were able to find the Hogness Auditorium in this labyrinth, in this absolute labyrinth. I'm honored to be presenting today on behalf of the Pathobiology program. Our students dedicate their dissertation years to studying pathogenic bacteria, viruses, parasites, understanding how they make us sick, and importantly, how our bodies respond to infection. I'm truly honored to have been trained with all of these phenomenal scientists, and I'm frankly shocked that I'm considered to be one of them. So thank you all for making me look good. I've been at the University of Washington for 12 years now, and don't worry, not all of that was in graduate school. I started here as an undergraduate, worked for a few years, and am now finishing up what I hope to God is my last degree. And in those 12 years, I've learned two really important universal truths. The first is that the parking here is outrageously expensive. Today, with the graduate student discount, it was $17 for 3 hours of parking. Unbelievable. Now, the second universal truth, which is a little more serious, is that you can't put a price on excellent mentorship. And I think that everyone in the audience today, graduates, think that the graduates, the faculty, even the family and friends, those who work in science, and those who have made more lucrative life decisions. I think that everyone can think of at least one person who they consider a mentor, one person who's helped you achieve things that you didn't think were possible in your personal or professional life. For the graduates, this exercise probably evokes images of former professors, PIs, collaborators. But the crazy thing about mentorship is that there's no class, there's no formal training on how to be a good mentor. So in closing, as we leave these doors today and move on to our next roles in science, I encourage you to always remember the good and the bad, the greatest and the worst aspects of every mentor you've ever had, because those experiences will shape how you perform the most important job you'll ever have, training the next generation of scientists. So congratulations again. Thank you.
All right, so at this point, we will recognize each of our pathobiology graduates in the hooding ceremony. So Mark, you can stay up front. You're not excused. So the colorful hood of each university is reserved for those who satisfy the requirements of advanced degrees and denotes scholarly and professional achievements. During the hooding ceremony, the faculty member, usually the faculty mentor, if they're available, places the doctoral hood over the head of the doctoral graduate, signifying his or her accomplishments and success in completion of the graduate program. The hooding ceremony is also a rite of passage in which the mentor welcomes the former student as a fellow scholar. So next, I would like to introduce Ernie Leffler, our program manager, who will announce each of our graduates, and the faculty mentors can come up as well to perform the hooding.
Hello, everybody. It's my honor to announce our graduates. So can I have the faculty members come forward who are going to be doing the hooding? So Kevin, Derek, and Michael. Okay, our first is Mark, who just spoke, Mark Fernandez, and he's being hooded by Kevin Hibisky, and Kevin was his mentor as well. Mark's dissertation title is Chlamydia trachomatis overcomes human cell autonomous immunity through secretion of a novel inclusion membrane protein, INCU. And next, can I have Andrew Frando? Andrew Frando, you come forward. Andrew is also going to be hooded by Kevin Hibisky, who was a committee member, and his mentor was Christopher Grudner. Andrew's dissertation is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis protein of phosphorylation landscape. And just in case you didn't have enough Andrews, we got one more for you, and that's Dr. Andrew Gustin. And he's being hooded by Dr. Michael Gale, and his mentors were, he had co-chairs, Nicole Klatt and Michael Gale. His dissertation title is Ecological and Epithelial Regulation of Immunity in the Female Reproductive Tract. And last, but certainly not least, is Dr. Ji-Ho Kim. And he is a graduate of ours from the class of 2020. He's being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Derek Carter. And Ji-Ho's dissertation is Development and Optimization of Adenoviral Junction Opener Protein and Anti-Solid Tumor Co-Therapeutic. And let's have a round of applause for all of the graduates from the pathobiology program. Thank you. And now I'd like to call forward Dr. Joseph Dieleman.
So it's a privilege to be able to speak and introduce the doctoral program of Global Health Metrics and Implementation Science. The students today that are graduating have undergone 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 or 8 years of training in health metrics and implementation science. Our program is world-renowned and people apply from all over the world. The people that are accepted are the cream of the crop and come from around the world to Seattle to take part in training that lasts an excruciating amount of hours. Throughout this training, students start by taking 2 years of coursework. They focus on doctoral studies of epidemiology, biostatistics, advanced quantitative methods, implementation science. After that, they take their preliminary exams, an exam that lasts 6 days, in which they provide information and provide information that suggests that they've learned and can move on to the next stage. After that, they begin their dissertation, completing a pre-dissertation proposal, followed by a general exam, which has written and oral components, and finally putting together a dissertation committee. And at the end of all of it, they're invited to write a dissertation and defend the dissertation to their committee. So it's a huge honor to be able to participate in the ceremony of hooding today and to welcome these new graduates. Before we do, we have one speaker on behalf of the cohort of graduates today, and that is Suman Chakravarti. Beyond being exceptionally humble and kind, Suman is also brilliant, and it's great to be able to hear him speak today.
Fellow classmates, it's a great honor to be speaking here before you today. We gather here to celebrate years of learning, and we're surrounded by all those who made this journey possible, our friends, our family, and our teachers. It had always been a dream of mine to someday attend a university in the US. And 4 years ago, the Department of Global Health made that journey possible by offering me a scholarship. And I believe that it's the greatest strength of this program that it provides the resources and, importantly, a welcoming home to students from all over the world. And so for that, Jennifer, Joe, and Kenny, thank you for leading such successful PhD programs. Because of your efforts, graduating today are future leaders in global health, health metrics, implementation science, and pathobiology. And who knows, we might even have the next Dr. Fauci in this room with us today. During the past 4 years, I've taken on many roles. So first, I was a student who sat here in this very auditorium for Professor Ken Rice's excellent course on biostatistics. And I know Ken's students sitting here would understand when I say that given the data, it wouldn't be surprising to find one of his students in Scotland someday. Now, further down the corridors of this extremely confusing building where many students have gotten lost was the Epidemiology Department. And here, Amanda and Ali taught the most foundational course in epidemiology with the panache of true rock stars in the field. And our teachers, with the help of our teachers, we learned to work against the odds. We gained confidence through p-values. We achieved statistical power. And now we have a maximum likelihood of succeeding. And in my second role, I had the privilege of working on the COVID-19 team. Now here, it was one day that my manager asked me that we need to now prepare reports to be shared with the White House. I thought, wow, I mean, we're doing such important work and we can save millions of lives. The second thing that I learned here is the importance of teamwork. Hundreds of us work together in one seamless pipeline. And it's this kind of experience that I think is priceless and unique to the University of Washington. In my third role, I was a teaching assistant. The shoe was on the other foot. It was imposter syndrome. I quickly learned that my students were much smarter than me and that I would learn from them more than they would learn from me. And I also learned that there were 3 types of students. Well, first, you have the silent scholar. You know the type. They don't ask you any questions, but their homeworks are flawless. They're even better than the keys that you use to grade them with. And then you have the questioning scholars. Okay, now they will tell you all about their doubts and feelings and exam anxiety, but through their perseverance and hard work, they will achieve stellar academic standing. And then you have the dreaming scholars. Now, these are mysterious students. They live in a world of their own, but they have the most creative final papers. It's been a pleasure grading all your work, and all I can say is, please be kind with your final evaluations, okay? And now I come to the role that I've learned to treasure ever more during this trying pandemic, that of a friend and a family member. Now, some say that you are the average of your 5 closest friends. So I like to think that my friends are 4 parts human and 1 part butter chicken. Okay? And I can happily say that because of my friends, I've rode roller coasters in Florida and surfed waves in Hawaii. And because of them, I can call myself a traveler, a gamer, a hiker, and a movie buff. But we are also lucky to be living at a time when our parents and caregivers are just a video call away. And during the pandemic, when we weren't able to go back home, our families were our distant support system. So my first piece of advice today is, please speak to your family members at least 5 minutes a day for your mental health and for their mental health. And my second piece of advice is, attend many happy hours and don't be afraid to wake up to a karaoke video of your less than superb rendition of Harry Styles' new song. Yeah. So now I'm a PhD from a prestigious program in global health. But before this, I worked in India as a researcher whose aim it was to make a difference in the world. My career focus was on food and nutrition because there's still millions back home who go to sleep hungry every night. And so when I look out the window of my apartment at this prosperous and really beautiful landscape, I tell myself that I'm going to have to make some sacrifices down the road. And I know that my fellow graduates here they have similar goals, but all I can say is that countless lives will be saved because of your dedication to a good cause. So we must all persevere to the best of our abilities with honesty and with the adherence to the principles of good science. We are graduates now. There will be hugs, there will be tears, and we'll do our best to stay in touch. Class of 2022, give yourselves a big round of applause.
Great. And I would like to ask Kirsten Green to come up and to present the graduates of 2022.
So if we can also invite the mentors to come up who will be doing the hoodie, and Dr. Kenny Share as well. Yep, come on up. So it is my sincerest pleasure to read off the names of our 2022 graduates. We will start with the students graduating with the emphasis in metrics. So Dr. Suman Chakravarti, whose chair is Dr. Joseph Dielman, and also being hooded by Dr. Joseph Dielman. Suman's dissertation title is Dietary Patterns, Metabolic Mediators, and Racial Disparities in All-Cause Mortality in the United States, pooled individual level analyses of 7 prospective cohorts, 1970 through 2016. Dr. Motorima Moitra, whose chair is Pamela Y. Collins, and today is being hooded by Dr. Joseph Dielman. Dr. Moitra's dissertation title is Applications of Meta-Analytic Approaches to Inform Estimates for the Global Burden of Mental Disorders. And now we'll call the students graduating under the implementation science emphasis. Dr. Marie Claire Guayi Chore. Whose co-chairs were Dr. Judd Walson and Dr. Ariana Rubin Means. And her dissertation title is Scaling Up Mass Deworming Programs, Implementation Science Approaches to Guide the Transition from School-Based to Community-Wide Mass Drug Administration for Soil-Transmitted Helminths. Dr. Nami Kawakyu. Whose chair is Dr. Sarah Gimbel, and today is being hooded by Dr. Kenneth Scher. Her dissertation title is Determinants of Translating Routine Health Information System Data into Action. Next, Dr. Baron O'Denny. Whose chair is Dr. Nancy Puttkammer. And today is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Puttkammer. And dissertation title, A National Evaluation of Electronic Medical Record Implementation and Data Quality in HIV Programs in Kenya. And Dr. Deanna Tollefson. Whose chair and is being hooded today by Ann Doerr. Her dissertation title is Leveraging Unemployed Youth to Strengthen HIV Service Delivery, an evaluation of a youth internship program at health facilities in South Africa. Congratulations to all of our graduates here today. We're very proud of you. Thank you very much. You all can sit down. Before we move on to our final remarks, we have a brief slideshow of some really wonderful and heartwarming messages from friends and family of our graduates.
Hi Brenda, this is Carla, your friend from El Salvador, and I just wanted to say that I feel really proud of you. I really admire you. I think that you are like a role model for me, besides like being my friend. I'm sure that you're gonna accomplish great things, but I really, really wish that you can accomplish all your dreams, and I will definitely miss you a lot.
Congratulations, Dr. Claire Guaichore. I'm finally excited to be the one to say Dr. Claire Guaichore. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited to see that finally we attach a title to the great things you've been doing in the space of global health and public health. The world is your oyster. Go on ahead and shine. Congratulations, my sister. Félicitations, monsieur. Timomai.
Hi, Frida. Congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Such a phenomenal woman made it. You've made it. Whoop, whoop, hooray. Congratulations, Mommy Frida.
Hi, Frida. I just learned that today is a great day for you. Congratulations. You deserve it. You really worked hard. I'm proud of you.
Hi, Frida. Congratulations on your graduation. We are so proud of you. Bye.
Frida, felicitaciones por tu graduación de la universidad. Estoy muy orgulloso de ti y te deseo todo lo mejor de la vida querida.
Congratulations, Mommy. We are so proud of you.
We love you.
Horacio, felicitaciones.
Felicitaciones.
Muchas felicitaciones por este gran logro.
Congratulations, Kathleen. We love you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بنيتي وحبيبتي رحمة، في هذا اليوم السعيد يطيب لي أن أتقدم إليك بأطيب التهاني وأجمل التبريكات بمناسبة حصولك على درجة الماجستير في تخصص الصحة العامة من جامعة واشنطن، وهي إحدى أهم وأعرق الجامعات في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية بل وفي العالم أجمع. كم كان بودي ووالدتك وجميع العائلة أن نكون بجانبك في هذا اليوم السعيد، ولكن كما تعلمين حالة الظروف وعدم تمكننا من الحصول على الفيزا من التواجد في هذا اليوم. كل الشكر والتقدير لجامعتك العريقة ولمدرسيك وزملائك ولكل من ساهم في تعليمك ومساعدتك على تحقيق هذا الإنجاز المشرف. نحن جميعا فخورون بك وبإنجازك، ونحن في أشد الشوق لرؤيتك واستقبالك في بلدك الأردن. إلى اللقاء، أبوك المحب محمد أبو شويب.
حبيبتي رحومة، ألف ألف مبروك ماما التخرج، وإن شاء الله بنشوفك بأعلى المراتب، وإنتي ما شاء الله طول عمرك مجتهدة ولكل مجتهد نصيب. ألف مبروك وإن شاء الله بنشوفك بخير، وأنا كنت كتير متمنية أكون معك في هذا اليوم. ألف مبروك وشكرا للكادر التعليمي ولجامعتك، وألف مبروك ماما.
رحمة كونغرات.
مبروك رحوم. رحمة.
Congratulations. I'm very proud of you and I love you so much.
Congratulations. You made it. Very proud of you. I wish you all the best always. I miss you. Can't wait to come back. And I love you so much.
I love you so much and I wish you all the best. And go Rami!
Congratulations رحمة. We love you.
رحمة حبيبة قلبي، ألف ألف مبروك. بس بدي أحكي قديه أنتي إنفلونسر حقيقي، وقديه أنتي من أقوى الناس اللي أنا عرفتهم بحياتي. I'm grateful إني عرفتك. I love you so much.
You made it, girl! I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. I wish I was with you. I wish I can just hug you the minute you take your degree. Unfortunately, I can't. We have to do it this way for now until you come to Jordan. I love you so much, Rahmeh.
Congratulations, Sammy. Love you.
Congratulations, Sammy. You are an inspiration.
Hi, Suman. Congratulations.
That was incredible. I'm not sure why I always have to follow these amazing videos. It makes it really difficult, but the good news is I'm not going to speak for long. It is my pleasure now to close the ceremony, although there are a few important things I do need to do. And one is to thank all of the people who've made this possible, to our staff and our academic program leads. And I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate two very special people without whom most of your time here would not have been possible. These are two people who transitioned out of their roles as vice chair and as chair of the department just in the last few months. But like I said, they have been the ones who've really been working tirelessly. They've been so dedicated and had such vision that we wouldn't all be here today without them. So if we could give a big round of applause for Judd Walson, Vice Chair, and Judy Wasserheit as well. I think you really do deserve, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And now for those who seriously wouldn't be here without them, our incredibly committed staff who coordinated this graduation. And I'd just like to name them. You've been hearing their names, but let's just recognize them one more time. Julie Beshta, maybe, yes. And we have Julie Burnett, Sarah Dillard, Alita Elliott, Kirsten Green, Ernie Leffler, Letty Munoz, Dave Knoller, Basha Atto, and Nora Yusufa. So thank you all so much. Yeah. It has been such a pleasure working with all of you, and thank you, families, for supporting our graduates. It's, again, just a time now to congratulate you, and I welcome you and really hope that you will continue to be a part of this DGH community. I think this event shows us how meaningful, special this group of people are. So follow us. We have alumni, a new alumni family, and now we get to celebrate once more. There is, I guess we're just going to talk out in the reception area. Pandemic has put a little bit of a damper on the food and refreshments part of it, but please, as you go out tonight, raise a glass for all of our graduates, and congratulations.